Welcome to the top 10 most pulled comic books for November 6, 2024. I'm Mike Spider-Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content and you think you might like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy, you came to the right place. Consider hitting that subscribe button. All right, guys, so where do I get my information when it comes to these top 10 most pulled comics? It comes from LeagueOfComicGeeks.com. This is a great website where each week you can find out what's coming out and you can decide if you want to pull it or not. So this is not definitive sales numbers, but this is something where people might be most excited about, and this is a fun video to talk about, obviously, new comics coming out. All right, so with that being said, let's get started with this week's episode. And as usual, we always have those 5 books that are on the outside looking in, trying to sneak on in the top 10. And the first one is X Factor. This is issue 4. The legacy numbering here is 296, 32 pages, $4 comic book. When it comes to the pulls, this one does have 3,415. Much better start this week than last week, as it was the 5th week of the month, right? This book is written by Mark Russell, and the art is done by Bob Quinn. I would say this is one of the better X books out there on the shelves right now. This book is very much a lot of like one and done stuff. We get to see like X Factor go out on certain missions and they have to do their mission and then they're done. It looks like the overarching story here is Havoc trying to struggle on if he's doing the right thing or not, and Polaris being a missing mutant here, right? And obviously he has relations with Polaris and he's kind of upset about that. There's some fun moments in this comic book, so you know what? It's not a half bad book. Let me know if you guys are actually reading it in the comments below. The second book that's on the outside looking in is X-Force issue 5. So we got 2 back-to-back X books still hanging on by a thread. Legacy numbering here is 295, 32 pages for the price of $4. This book does have 3,693 pulls. This one's written by Jeffrey Thorne, and the art is done by Marcus Toe. So are you guys still reading X-Force? I'm not. I did drop this book. This book is very much in the same vein. It's got like, you know, your one and done type of missions here. There's a lot of characters in here that I couldn't attach myself to, so that's why maybe I dropped this book. I just didn't find it as interesting or as entertaining as X Factor. But supposedly there is going to be a death in this comic book. So who is that death? I don't know. Is it Tank? Is it Captain Britain? Who else is in this book? Ford, Sage? You know, let me know in the comments below if you've been reading this book and who do you think that death is going to be. Our third book that's on the outside looking in is the first DC book we're talking about today, and a new number 1, so it debuts here. Batgirl, this is issue 1. This one is focusing on Cassandra Kane. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $4. This book does have 3,890 pulls. It's written by Tate Brumble, and the art is done by Takashi Mawatsu. Oh, man. Let's stop right there. I'm not even going to attempt to go any further with that. So how many of you guys want to see a Cassandra Kane book? I felt like it's been a while since we have actually seen a book with her in it. So hopefully it's solid, it delivers, it's all in, and a lot of the all-in books have been pretty good. So let me know your thoughts below on Cassandra Kane and this new series. Book number 4 that's on the outside looking in goes to Birds of Prey. This is issue 15. This book is 32 pages, $4. This has 4,373 pulls, so we break that 4,000 mark. Written by Kelly Thompson. Art is done by Sammy Bassaret. So I still haven't jumped in Birds of Prey, even though it's all in. I decided to kind of pass on the series, as obviously I can't read everything, right? It's kind of hard, but it looks like our characters are going to do battle or fight against the Ninth Day Cult Club or Cult, whoever those guys are. And supposedly Cassandra Kane has actually kind of gone silent or missing in this series, so I don't know, does that all tie into her ongoing series? Who knows? So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys on board? Is it better since All In has started? And finally, our last book that's on the outside looking in this week goes to Aliens vs. Avengers. Finally, this is issue 2. This is a pricey comic book for what it offers. 40 pages for $8, man. That is a lot of money. I bet if this book was cheaper, I think the pull numbers would be higher. And the pull count on this one is 4,687. Written by Jonathan Hickman, and Asad Ribic does the artwork here. Now, when it comes to the story itself, this was way better than Wolverine Revenge, that first issue. And let's hope the momentum is still with a lot of readers here that might want to continue it. But if it doesn't deliver, I can see this book dropping real quick because it is a hefty price point. So maybe that's why Jonathan Hickman is putting a little bit more effort in this one, because it is a pricey book. But what did you guys think after that first issue? And are you continuing going into issue 2? So now we're entering the top 10, and number 10 goes to Poison Ivy issue 27. This book is 32 pages for the price of $4. This has 5,318 pulls. It's written by G. Willow Wilson, who I thought wrote a great issue when it came to the one-shot with Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy. It was really good. So this really, I guess, that helped me continue to read the Poison Ivy ongoing series, because I feel like she's got a handle of the character. And in this issue, I think we're still dealing with this what is it called? The Green Knight situation that's happening in this comic book. And then we wind up finding out there was this city that was resurrected, and it was called like Marshview. And so there's mysteries behind this town as well. So very interesting comic book. I'm a little bit out of the loop because I started reading it with issue 26, but hopefully I can get more involved. So definitely on board. Hitting that number 9 spot, we have the Avengers. This is issue 20, legacy numbering 786, 28 pages, $4. This book has 5,631 pulls, which I think is pretty sad. Like, Avengers is your Justice League, right? And you would want them to be better than this. It's written by Jed McKay. The art is done by Farid Karmari. The artwork is pretty good in this series. The stories are just very mediocre. I think when it comes to big teams, I think Jed McKay struggles with writing them. And the last story arc had to do with Doctor Doom, kind of a little bit of a foreshadowing of what's to come for Marvel in the near future. And in this issue, we have Black Panther, who's going to be going into a pocket dimension, the Meriden Diadem. So, like, I feel like it's kind of a stall right now to get to the Doctor Doom stuff. So I don't know how much I personally will be liking this, but I guess time will tell to see how everything ties in together with Doctor Doom, and that's why I'm holding on to this book right now. Snagging the 8th spot this week goes to Green Arrow 2024 Annual Issue 1. This is truly Joshua Williamson's last issue on Green Arrow. So it's an annual book. It has 48 pages. It's $6. This book has 5,761 pulls. The art is done by Sean. It's just Sean. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be a fun issue with all the different Arrow family members in it, which I think could be cool because, face it, if you read kind of the preview or the teaser of the last issue of Green Arrow, it looks like it's going to be a much darker run, and we're going to see less of the Arrow family in it. I'm not opposed to that. I think that could be kind of cool. Gives you a little bit more maybe of a Jeff Lemire vibe, right? So yeah, until then, I'll be looking forward to this Green Arrow annual. Grabbing that number 7 spot this week goes to Something Is Killing the Children. This is issue 0. This could be a fun issue, guys. This book is 40 pages for the price of $5. See, 40 pages, $5 makes a little bit more sense, right? This book has 6,428 pulls. It's written by James Tynion. The art is done by Werther de Andrea. And when it comes to this book, this is a story that's going to focus on Erica Slaughter. A story right before issue 1. So I think that could be a lot of fun, right? And then where do we go from here when it comes from Something That's Killing the Children after this one? well, then I think maybe we continue on to wherever number we're at currently, right? But this could be really a good time for a lot of fans. I've been on board. Something is Killing the Children since issue 6, believe it or not. I didn't start reading it at issue 1. I thought it was a dumb concept, and I like it, and I still read it. So let me know if you're a Something is Killing the Children fan. Right outside the top 5, and at number 6, we have X-Men. This is issue 7. Legacy numbering 307. This is a 28-page comic for the price of $5. This book does have 8,186 pulls. Also written by Jed MacKay, second book for him, and the art is done by Nathaniel Diaz. Now, when it comes to X-Men, I think it definitely has potential, but I still think it lacks. When it comes to team books, it's just not his thing. But for some reason, he does get Moon Knight, right? It just seems like that book is written better. I don't know what it is. But when it comes to this book, it has to do with a young girl who discovers that she is a mutant. And then there's this Sentinel that they discovered at the end that has to do with the story overall here. We're just not quite sure. Like, what was the Sentinel after? I guess we'll find out. The artwork is okay. It's been switching on and off already between Ryan Stegman and this other artist. So, I don't know. I'm still like on the fence if I want to really continue this book or not. Officially at number 5, we have Action Comics issue 1074. 40 pages for the price of $5. This book has 8,813 pulls to it. It's written by Mark Waid, and the art this time is done by Clayton Henry. This is the weekly ongoing series right now. Just because of it, I'm not buying it. Nothing against the comic book. Superman's not my favorite character. If it was Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, as painful as that series is right now, he is my favorite character. I stay with him through the thick and thin. I would buy that, but Action Comics, just not my deal right now. But if you're enjoying it, that's great. Let me know in the comments below. Coming in at number 4, I'm surprised this is not higher. Absolute Superman. This is issue 1. 48 pages, $5. The third book to come out in the Absolute Universe. This book has 9,552 pulls. It's pretty impressive. It's written by Jason Aaron, and the art is done by Rafa Sandoval. When it comes to Superman, I'm actually more excited about this one than the Wonder Woman one. I want to see this darker tone Superman who's got like no family, no home, like how dark, how emo is this guy gonna be, right? So I'm excited for this one. I thought the Wonder Woman one was pretty good, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was the best. It wasn't next level for me, right? Batman was good. I had a good time with that one. So does Superman deliver? I don't know. We shall see. Top 3. Here we go. Number 3. The Ultimates. This is issue 6. 32 pages, $5. This book has 10,094 pulls. This is the first time, I think, that a number 3 book has gotten over 10,000 pulls. So this book is very strong right now. It's written by Denise Camp, and the art is done by Juan Frigeri. This is the first time that we have the entire team assembled, and they're going to take on this version of the Hulk. That's going to make for an awesome issue, because I know people have been waiting for an action-packed issue. We've been seeing the team assemble all this time, and this is it right here, man. Are there going to be consequences? Is this book going to push the limits and maybe kill off a character? Who knows? But we shall see. I am so interested to see what's going to happen here. Are you guys excited? Let me know. Coming in at number 2 is actually a book that I feel like has been delayed a couple of weeks, and this is Saga. This is issue 70. I remember talking about this a couple of weeks ago. This book is 32 pages and $4. This book has 12,282 pulls. Why are so many people pulling this book this week? Does it have to deal with Prince Robot the Fourth's son, Squire? Maybe doing something that he should not be doing? I'm not sure, but this could be a very traumatic issue as it doesn't give you very much description. In this book, we've been seeing the mental struggles of Squire, where he fits in. Does he belong with the family, with Alana? Like, I don't know, but this book is being pulled and I need to read it to find out why. And coming in at number 1, no surprise right here, is Batman issue 154. Even though Chip Zdarsky's eventually going to get off of this book, the legacy numbering here is 919, 40 pages, $5. This book has a staggering 18,733 pulls. People want to know who this new Commander Star is, right? He was introduced in the last issue of the second story arc or major story arc that Chip Zdarsky is writing. And we wind up getting to see the Riddler actually open up like his own business and possibly gone legit. Like, I don't know, man. I think like Chip Zdarsky might have a much better story to tell this second time around. So we'll see what happens. Definitely looking forward to it. And let me know how you guys feel about Batman at this point. So now it's time for Spider Slayer's sleeper pick, and that goes to the Sacrificers issue 12. Don't forget that this series is still going on, guys. 32 pages for the price of $4. The pull is pretty decent. It's 2,172. I would say decent for like a book that's further down, but this book should have a lot more pulls. It's a well-written book by Rick Remender. The art is done by Max Flamura, and we're gonna get some ramifications when it has to deal with Pigeon and Luina here, and I think it's gonna be a banger of an issue. So definitely, if you haven't checked out Sacrificers, I don't know if you'll be able to find any in the back issue bins, but you might want to find out if there's a trade or whatnot. But this is a great series written by Rick Remender. And there you guys have it. There are the most pulled comics for this week's comics getting ready to come out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know other books that you're excited about coming out this week. And as always, guys, I'll leave you more content right here for you to check out. Remember, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always read the comics so we can have great comic conversation. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care.